Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got two industries that I'm aware of, one of which I know the founding member's name. Now, the founding member of this agency, the one agency that I'll speak about in this video, his name is Wernher von Braun. He was a German, 1930s. Nazi Socialist Party approached him. He was a scientist. Guy built rockets. That's what he did. Hitler approached this man and he says, I want a rocket that can travel 1,000 kilometers while carrying a 1,000-pound payload of explosives. Have you ever heard of the V series of rockets? So our Saturn rockets were actually built off of those. So during the war, Wernher von Braun worked for the Nazis, and what he built was the V-1 and the V-2 intercontinental ballistic missile. The man is solely responsible for creating missiles that can travel across the planet. Now, when Hitler approached this man, Hitler asked him what his dreams were. The man said, I want to travel outside of the planet. So this man spent probably almost a decade building war weapons, massive missiles, doing a lot of research and development into rocket engine technology. At the end of the war, the Americans came through with Operation Paperclip. Mentioned that in one of my other videos. So, Operation Paperclip, one of the people that were rounded up during that was Wernher von Braun. Now, he is the only man that was rounded up during Operation Paperclip that absolutely refused to take a secondary name, did not want to give up his name. Now, this German was forced to create weapons, did not want to. Now, after the war, what agency was created? Well, there's quite a few, but one that we can think of right now, NASA. The National Aerospace, whatever the fuck the other A means. I don't have it in my brain right now, sorry. The National Aerospace and Aeronautics Commission. Something like that. So NASA wasn't created by Americans. No, not at all. Not American engineering, not American industry. No ingenuity being produced from that by Americans. No. You want to know what happened? The American Army found Wernher von Braun, brought him home to American soil, supplied him all the money he would ever need, an agency, and plausible deniability for anything he ever did. The man brought us to space. Can't deny that. But what I can point to is it shouldn't have happened because of his affiliations. Now, somebody's going down the street, right? You got a guy beside you who's smoking a joint. You're walking down the street in the States in a place where prohibition, you're not allowed to smoke weed. You're just walking down the street beside this fucking guy. You don't even actually know him. He's smoking a joint. Cops roll up. Guess what? Both y'all are going to jail. Both of you. You know what they're not going to do? They're not going to take the guy who wasn't smoking weed, find out exactly what the hell he knows about industries, and then place him into a position of power. They won't do that. They won't do that. No. But they will take a Nazi and do that. A guy who killed multiple families. The dude who's literally the entire reason behind the song Silent Night. Literally. It's that guy. Built V-2 rockets and sent chemical weapons out and gassed everyone. That's what that fucking song's about. Secondary industry. The CIA. Now, here's where things get a little fucked up, because you won't get the names, the proper names of who these people were. You won't even get the proper names of who they were supposed to be afterwards. No. That's buried. CIA, FBI, FDA, anything that investigates the public, anything that stands in direct opposition to the public, probably got its origin during Operation Paperclip. Meaning the people running the program are fucking Nazis. For real. They brought them over. Those people had children. They proliferated their offspring with that ideology. They had massive amounts of wealthy investment in order to continue operating the way that they did while they were Nazis, as long as it aligned with the American ideology. Now, let's talk a little bit about what Americans do as a governance to their own people. Tuskegee experiment. Got a bunch of black Americans. Oh, we'd kind of like to know how syphilis affects the populace. So what are we going to do? The government infected an entire group of black pilots with syphilis just to study what the fuck it did. And that was just after World War II. Why? Would America have done that? Would America want that to happen? America freed the slaves. America fought hard against itself in order to do that. So why would it take a step back? It didn't. After the war, what happened was they bought a bunch of scientist fuckheads that systematically killed individuals, didn't really care too much about the effects that they had while studying on anything around them. And now what we're seeing, the entire planet lives in a throwaway society. The entire planet doesn't really care about anybody else around it. The entire planet is seeking help from an outside individual, literally been thrust into a state of vulnerability. The entire planet. Prior to World War II, was that a fact? Did that happen? No. Each individual colony was actually pretty self-sufficient and did very well by itself. The Nazis won the battle. They won the war. They took over the fucking whole planet. The ideology, not the army, not the guy, not Hitler. Their ideology and the way they operate, it took over. And it stole all your futures. And everyone sits here calling everyone else a Nazi. No. The real Nazi is the guy at the top of corporate America making the decisions that has an ideology that says fuck everyone else. Fuck you. You didn't earn it. Now go out there and dig the hole for me. Here, you want some bread? Here it is. They don't share with you, though. They don't care about you. America used to, prior to Operation Paperclip. Now, we're all being run by Nazi pieces of shit. That ideology, that perverse way of thinking, the self-serving ideology of that party. Now, they were called the National Socialist Party of Working Individuals. So these were supposed to be working men who believed in supporting each other and everyone around them. What happened? What happened? Well, we killed their leader, we took their fucking soldiers, and we told them to start building shit, and we didn't give them any rules, and we didn't care about how they thought or what they injected in our society. We just wanted the tech. And I can tell you as a Canadian, Americans were dumb doing that. Dumb. Canadian stormtroopers, we fucking kill everything. Americans show up after the fact, take all the scientists, have them all placed up into corporate America, build an entire fucking system to have everyone subjected to slavery, and created a capitalist regime that's actually gone completely global and is now being warred against. The history is very clear. They're trying to rewrite it. Look it up. Operation Paperclip is where you need to start.